Howdy, it's Tom again. It's still a bitter but beautifully cold day here at Roxbury Park, and I wanted to make a quick little video to point out an interesting quirk of pond pine biology. That's Pinus serotina. As I'm walking, I want you to note the color of the pine needles here on the ground. These are the needles of Pinus taeta, loblolly pine. And as you'll notice, the pine straw that's laying here in the leaf litter is rather dark. It's sort of a reddish brown and tan. And this is what the needles of loblolly pine typically look like, even when they're dropping them here in the fall. Well, yeah, it's still fall here. It's not the 21st yet. And I want you to pay attention to that color. Note how dark red-brown it is. And as I come up on a pond pine over here, I want you to note the changing color of the needles. Not quite there yet. See, as we approach it, right there, you notice that the needles are now yellow. They're a yellow-orange in color, rather than the dark brown that they are over there. Get a close-up. See how these needles are they're not quite fully dry when they're dropped, unlike the loblolly pine. They're still a almost neon orange color. And it's like that the whole way around this pond pine. As you can see, it is a pond pine. There is needles coming out of the middle of that trunk. And there's a cone. So, that is pond pine. We only have a few of these on the property, but unlike, say, this mature loblolly over here, which has these very dark red-brown needles all around it, this pond pine has these bright orange needles. And I know it's a little hard to make out, and that's because there's a loblolly pine right next to this pond pine. But it's very clear. It's night and day. Especially there's what I believe is a champion pond pine, which I made a video about before when I was testing a homemade clinometer on the side of the road over here. And driving past that thing, it's like a orange safety vest underneath it on that black asphalt. And it sticks out like a sore thumb. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure why pond pine is so willing to dump its needles. I think it might have something to do because it's more of a wetland species, so it's not really concerned about pulling water out of the leaves before going dormant. I don't know. I'm just making shit up right now. But yeah, it's just an interesting little quirk I noted while I was out here, and I've never heard anybody mention it before. Then again, I don't really hear people talk much about pond pines either, so that was it. Tom out. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, too bad.